Discord notifications real quick. I don't know why I don't do that before I start the stream, but there we go. All right, there's that. Get comments pulled up on my end. Let's see who's going to be first in chat today. Always fun to see. Kay's going to get first in chat today. What's up, Kay? Let me get comments pulled up on my second monitor. All right, there we go. Who else we got? We got Ghost in here today. What's up, Ghost? We got Maddie. We got AP. What's up, AP? Welcome, guys. Sanchez. We got Sanchez in here. Wow, that was really loud. What was that? We got Sanchez in here. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. What's with all these notifications all of a sudden? Interesting. AC. What's up, AC? Got some admins in here today. What's up, guys? Wow, that was late. Definitely not first. Brandon said first about, let's see, 3, 4, about 6, 7 comments down. But hey, you tried. You tried. I give you points for trying. Damn, late by a millisecond. Ghost coming in at second. Ellis, what's up? Mike, what's up, guys? Welcome. Hope you're all having a good day. So, real quick, why we're talking about this today. The title of the stream, a summary of the 2 main keys to overcoming anxiety. Now, my thought process, all right, behind doing this stream right here in particular, is that we are starting to get a ton of new people, right? We're starting to get a ton of new subscribers just about every single day. We're almost at 10,200, I want to say. So, my thought process behind doing this stream was to do a stream where when we get new people, and this is important, especially, if you're one of my regulars here, when we get new people that are confused and they're like, well, where do I go? What video do I watch first? Where do I go? Right? Because I know the channel can look overwhelming with as many streams and videos as I have. So when we get these new people in here, I want to have a stream that you guys can just send them to, right? That scared the shit out of me. I do it every single time. Every single time I leave it on 100. Okay, Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan coming in with the $5 tip says, feeling extra dirty today. Well, I appreciate that, Dirty Dan. Thank you. We're on a record pace, by the way, guys. 31-day streak. 31-day streak. And whoever that was that just subscribed, I can't see it. Thank you so much for subscribing. So, anyway, thank you for that, Dirty Dan. When we get new people, I wanted to stream that you guys could send these new people and say, hey, watch this. This explains it all, right? Or even for you guys, my regulars that have been here for a while. If you're just starting out with recovery or wherever you're at in your recovery, if you feel like you need a reminder, if you feel like you need a go-to stream, okay, that's what I'm trying to get at today. I want this to be the go-to stream of this channel that new people can watch and be like, okay, I'm on board. This is what we do here, right? Got it. Or even my regulars that are wherever they are in recovery can go to and say, okay, I've been feeling overwhelmed lately. I've been feeling a little bit confused. I've been overcomplicating it here recently. I'm going to go watch this stream and get back on board, right? I want this to be, until we update it one day, I want this to be the go-to stream of the channel. So that is why we are talking about this today. That is why the title of this stream says basically summarizing the 2 main keys. I want it to be the go-to. So we're going to go over the basics of the 2 main keys. We're also going to go over a few pointers that I've got written down, a few things that I want you to keep in mind during your recovery. I got a few things written down about that, so I want this to be the go-to stream. Let me see here. Chat is already filling up, man, so we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, shout out to I believe it was Leanne for subscribing. Shout out to Dirty Dan for the $5 tip. Thank you so much, dude. We are on record pace. Some people were asking me, what are we going to do? Do we hit 32 days and then start over? No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. We're going to keep the record pace going if that's the way it goes, right? I'm not going to start it back over from 0 once we hit 32. We'll just keep it going. We'll just see how many days we can get. So anyway, anyway, what's up, Elliot? What's up, Game Guru? Sanchez still in that Halloween spirit. I love it, dude. I love to see it. All right, guys, let's get this stream started. Get that out of the way. So, like I said, I want this to be the go-to stream to any newcomers. I want this to be the go-to stream for even my regulars that are feeling a bit confused or overwhelmed during the recovery, because that does happen from time to time. I want this to be the go-to stream. So we're going to start out the two main keys. What do we call, what are the two main keys? Well, what are we talking about when we say the two main keys? Now, the two main keys are to live your life. Stop fighting with it all. That includes the intrusive thoughts. That includes the feelings. You're no longer going to tell yourself horror stories about the feelings, or try to escape from them in some way using compulsions, right? You're no longer going to fight or argue with the intrusive thoughts. Get up in your head for hours and hours trying to figure them all out, right? Fight against them. So, two main keys. Live your life. Stop fighting with it all. Now, these two keys, guys, they go hand in hand. I know that there's a lot of people that focus on one and they're not focused on the other. Or they're focused on the other and they're not focused on one. For example, there's people that are really concerned about the whole not fighting with it all thing. So they sit around all day and they're worried about whether or not they're fighting with it. They're like, oh gosh, Wonder Bro, I keep refocusing. I'm not fighting with my thoughts. I swear. I keep trying to get back to life. And, they're really concerned about not fighting with it all. But in the meantime, there's a whole lot of laying around and doing nothing, right? Which is just a breeding ground for fear. You're not really showing your brain much. And don't get me wrong, I know there's certain circumstances where there's not always a lot that you can do each and every day. We can't go trying to pack our days full of shit. I get that some days are lazy days. I get that some days, we do less than other days. I get that. And by no means am I telling you that you've got to pack your day to the brim full of stuff and stay busy 24 hours a day. By no means am I telling you that you can't relax. By no means am I telling you that you can't have a lazy day, right? But you got to understand, as you're not fighting with these intrusive thoughts, as you're not fighting with these physical symptoms, and you are living your life, which is the two main keys, you've got to understand something, okay? As your brain sees you living your life, which can be as simple as taking your dog for a walk, cleaning the house, doing the dishes, getting back on taking care of your personal hygiene. It can be very simple things, right? As you get back to living your life, doing things you want to do, as you're doing that, and as you're not fighting with these thoughts and feelings, right? And as you're just letting them be. And by the way, if anyone in the chat is experiencing difficulties with the stream, please let them know that all they've got to do is refresh the stream, right? So as you're doing these things, as you're no longer fighting with the triggers, as you're no longer fighting with the thoughts, as you're no longer fighting with the feelings, and you are living your life, your brain is learning through pure experience that the anxiety is not needed, and it is up there making the appropriate changes, right? So if you're going for acceptance, and like I said, I understand sometimes you can't fill your days full of things. I understand, I get all that. But as you're going for acceptance, as you're going for retraining your brain, as you're making this your primary objective in life, right? It doesn't really count much if every single day you are laying in bed fighting with your thoughts and feelings. The two main keys need to go together. They need to go together, and I'm about to explain why. Why do they need to go together, Wonder Bro? Why? They need to go together because the amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for anxiety, it learns through pure experience. You can't reason with it. You can't argue with it. If that was the case, you wouldn't be here because you would be able to just say, hey, amygdala, turn off my anxiety, and the amygdala would say, okay, boss, you got it. That'd be very simple, wouldn't it? It doesn't work that way, though. It doesn't work that way. The only language that the amygdala speaks is pure experience. It wants to see you be triggered by whatever it is you're triggered by. Thoughts, feelings, situations, other people. It wants to see you be triggered and still living your life. Because that tells the amygdala, again, in the only language it speaks, that all is well. So for example, let's say I wake up today and I'm triggered by some old thoughts that usually do trigger me, right? Let's say let's have a throwback to my recovery journey. Let's say I wake up, oh, you're going to go crazy. You're going to go insane. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to do this, that, and I'm triggered. If I stay in bed for the rest of the day because I'm triggered, really bummed out, on Google trying to figure it all out. I'm on Google, I'm on the forums, I'm on Reddit, I'm staying in bed all day. I'm curled up, I'm in the fetal position, I'm like this, I'm on Google. Okay, I just reinforced to my brain that that trigger was a threat. I just reinforced to my brain that that trigger was a real danger. So when tomorrow comes, the brain's not going to be any different. It's going to still operate the same way that it's been operating because you're teaching it the same thing through the way that you are living your life, right? Now, let's say instead I wake up and I say, okay, I know what Wonder Bro's been teaching me. I've got to teach my brain that these triggers are irrelevant. So I wake up and I'm dedicated to using the two main keys. What does that look like? That looks like this. I wake up, there's the thoughts, I'm triggered, and I remind myself, okay, this is good. I need to be triggered. This is when my brain is learning the most. I'm not going to try to argue with these thoughts. I'm not going to try to figure them out. I'm not going to fight with them. I know that while I'm triggered, my brain is learning through pure experience. Don't forget that. I know that while I'm triggered, my brain is learning through pure experience. So if I'm dedicated to the two main keys, that means when I wake up and I'm triggered, I'm going to say, okay, I know my brain is learning through pure experience. I know fighting with it all is pointless because it's not listening. It just wants to learn through pure experience. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to take that shower. I do not feel like taking that shower. I want to point this out. This is, like I said, this is a summary video, so I want to be as clear as possible. I am not going to feel like going and taking that shower. I am not going to feel like brushing my teeth afterwards. I am not going to feel like then going to the kitchen and doing the dishes. I am not going to feel like then going and picking up my phone and talking to my friend about the football game. I'm not going to feel like then taking my dog for a walk. I'm not going to feel like then sweeping off the porch. I'm not going to feel then like going and watering the plants. I'm not going to feel like going and checking the mail. I'm not going to feel like listening to my favorite song. I'm not going to feel like watching a movie. I'm not going to feel like cooking myself dinner. I'm not going to feel like enjoying the company of the people around me. I'm not going to feel like playing that video game. I'm not going to feel like doing jack shit, right? But here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. You don't feel like it, therefore you stop living. And as you stop living, you spend more time in bed or on the couch arguing and fighting with your thoughts. So not only are you not using the two main keys of living your life, but you're also still fighting with it all. These two main keys go hand in hand, guys. And I know that on some streams I'll focus on one more than the other. I'll talk about positive behaviors, and then on the other stream for like a week or two straight I'll talk about not fighting with your thoughts. I go back and forth because I want to cover both of the two main keys. However, again, this is a summary stream, so we're talking about both. So again, let's pull it back in here. If I'm dedicated to using the two main keys, I wake up triggered and I tell myself, this is good, this is while my brain is learning the most, this is when my brain is learning the most, sorry. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do the things I don't feel like doing instead of getting in my head fighting with this all. Yes, I don't feel like it. And that's an understatement sometimes. I want to address that too, real quick. That is an understatement. There's going to be days where it's more than you just don't feel like it. There's going to be days where you just really don't fucking feel like it. Right? Right? But don't worry, because that leads me to my next point that I've got written down here. Motivation and confidence will build. Right? So you really don't feel like just getting up and living your life some days. But guess what? Motivation will build. The less time you spend on Google, the less time you spend in bed, the less time you spend doing all these compulsions, which we'll get into compulsions in a minute, the less time you spend doing all this crap, and the more time you spend living your life, even though you're triggered, even though you don't feel like it, you are telling the brain through pure experience that all is well. Now, a very common question that I get that kind of follows that is, Wonder Bro, it feels like I'm faking it. Why am I doing things I don't feel like doing? And I'm going to tell you this. It might feel like you're faking it at first, but it won't in time, right? It might feel like you're faking it at first, but it won't feel that way in time, right? So let me give an example, and this is one that I love to use when I get that question. This is one that I love to use when I get that question. If I've got a friend who's very grumpy one day. He's very grumpy. He's a grumpy person, but yet he sees an old lady that needs help crossing the road, and he decides he's going to help that old lady cross the road, even though he's had a bad day, even though he's feeling very grumpy. He goes and he helps that old lady cross the road anyway. In what world would anybody approach that guy and say, "Hey, that's fake kindness. You just did an act of fake kindness. How dare you?" You're trying to apply how much sense does that make? You're trying to apply that same logic when you say, "Wonder Bro, I don't feel like living life, so I don't want to fake it. I don't want to fake it." That's the same logic as going up to somebody who did something nice for somebody, even though they don't feel like it, and telling that person, "Hey, you're being fake kind." Does that make any sense? No. No, it doesn't. And here's the thing. Like I said, it doesn't feel like you want to do these things because you're anxious. Obviously, you don't necessarily feel like doing these things, but the longer you sit around and dwell in it and not live your life, the longer you sit there triggered in the fetal position, the longer the brain just assumes there is a real threat because it's watching you. So if every time I'm triggered, I curl up in the fetal position and get on Google, or if every time I'm triggered, I curl up in the fetal position and stop talking to my friends, stop talking to my family, stop doing things I enjoy, stop, doing my hobbies, whatever, the brain is like, "Hey, something's wrong." So you can have that group of people that'll argue with me and say, "Wonder Bro, you're telling people to fake it." And I say, "No, I'm telling people to show their brain the truth. Is there a real danger? Is there a tiger in front of your face right now wanting to rip your throat out?" And they say no. And I say, "Okay, then I'm not telling you to fake it. I'm telling you to live your life to show your brain that there is no real danger." Right? Now that brings me to my next point. Compulsions. I told you we're going to cover everything today. That brings us to our next point, which is compulsions. So as I tell you to stop fighting with it all, which means to mentally stop fighting with all these thoughts and feelings. No more telling yourself horror stories about your feelings. No more trying to figure out or argue with these thoughts. Just a so be it. Yep, so be it. While you live your life, you got to have both of the two main keys together, right? Or else it's going to make it much harder on you. So, as you're doing all this, all right, as you're living your life, you will become self-aware of what your compulsions are. And what I mean by that is, I've given some examples today of curling up in the fetal position, getting on Google, getting on Reddit. I've given some of those examples, but there's more compulsions than just that. And this is the part where you have to be a little bit self-aware, okay, because everybody has different ones. But here's a good way. And now, like I said, you're going to have to do your own homework on this. But here's a good way to figure out what your compulsions are. Okay, next time you're triggered, right? I want you to ask yourself, what do I normally do in this moment? Do I pick up my phone and try to go to Google, which is the most common one, and that's why I keep giving that example? Do I notice that I pace around the house and chug water? Do I curl up in the fetal position in bed? Do I go to bed? Do I go lay down in my bed? "Oh, I'm feeling anxious. I need to go lay down in my bed." Right? What do I normally do when I'm triggered to try to lessen the discomfort? Because whatever you're doing while you're triggered to try to escape the discomfort is going to be considered a compulsion, right? It's going to be considered a compulsion. Now, this leads me to my next common question. Wonder Bro, if you're telling me that whatever I do to try to lessen the discomfort, right, is a compulsion, then why am I going back to living my life? And I'm telling you this right now. I do not recommend that you go back living your life to try to make the feelings go away. Do you see why there's two main keys? I don't say to you, next time you're triggered, make sure you rush around and live your life so that you can forget about the thoughts and feelings. I say, live your life while they are there and you're not fighting with them, right? So there's a big difference there. A compulsion is something that you do not because you want to do it, but you do it because you're trying to escape the thoughts and feelings. That was good. That was a good way of putting that. A compulsion is something you do not because you want to do it, but you do it because you're trying to escape or minimize the thoughts and feelings, right? Which is a form of avoidance, a form of fighting, a form of arguing with it all. So again, I'm going to say it one last time. This is a summary video after all. A compulsion is something you do to try to run away from the thoughts and feelings. It's not something you want to do. It's something you do in an effort to fight the thoughts and feelings, right? So next time you're triggered, if you notice that you go lay down in bed in the corner, you got to ask yourself, am I going and laying down in bed in the corner because I'm tired? Or am I going and laying down in the bed in the corner because I want to run away from these thoughts and feelings and it makes me feel better if I go lay in the corner? Are you doing it because you want to do it? Or are you doing it to try to get away from anxiety? If you're doing it to try to get away from anxiety, that's not living your life. That's fighting. That's avoidance. That's a compulsion, right? Right? If you're doing it to try to get away from anxiety, that's not living your life. That is a compulsion, right? Right. But if you're doing it because you enjoy it, let's say you enjoy it. Let's say you enjoy it, then go for it. But if it's an inconvenience to you, most compulsions are an inconvenience, right? If it's an inconvenience to you, okay, and you're not having genuine fun with it, you're not actually enjoying it, then you're probably just doing it to try to escape anxiety, okay? So understand, when I say live your life, I mean do things you want to do. If you're doing it because you want to do it, then you're on the right track. If you're doing it and you're doing it just to try to get away from anxiety, then you're wasting your time, right? Somebody says, what if I want to play PlayStation while I'm anxious? If you enjoy it, do it. But while you're doing it, make sure you're not up in your head fighting with your thoughts and feelings. You're focused on what you're doing, right? So really, a compulsion is anything you do to try to fight the thoughts and feelings, okay? So anyway, I don't want you guys to overthink that. Yeah, that's a bold statement, but I don't want you guys to overthink that. Just understand this. You do what you want to do, right? So let's say, for example, you are playing the PlayStation and then you get anxious and you stop playing the PlayStation so you can go lay down. That's avoidance, right? Because you're no longer doing what you want to do, you're doing what the anxiety wants you to do. So as long as you're doing things that you enjoy, you're good. You're good. Keep it simple. As long as you're doing things that you genuinely enjoy and want to do, then you're good, right? Now, here's the thing. People are going to say, but I don't feel like it, so maybe I don't want to do it. And I say this, right? Live your life as if anxiety wasn't a part of the equation. That's the simplest way to put that. We can talk about compulsions. We can talk about whatever. Abraham, thank you so much, dude. You're amazing. You're a beautiful person. And I will read that tip note in just a second. Here's a good way to put it, because I know there's a million circles that you're going to try to run in your own mind when you watch this video. Here's a good way to put it. Live your life as if anxiety was not a part of the equation. What does that look like? I don't know. I don't live your life. What does that look like? If you woke up this morning and anxiety was not a part of the equation, would you have got up and made breakfast and took a shower and enjoyed your day? Probably. So do that. Maybe you're more of an outgoing person than that. I don't know. So if anxiety wasn't part of the equation, would you have woke up and called your friends and hung out or whatever? I don't know. Do that. Live your life as if anxiety wasn't a part of the equation and stop overcomplicating it all, right? Live your life as if anxiety was not a part of the equation, okay? So we can go on and on and on for hours about what's a compulsion, what's this, am I doing this right? Is this a compulsion? If I play PlayStation, is that a compulsion? We can go on and on and on and on and for hours. But everybody is so different when it comes to that you've got to do your own homework on yourself. And a good way to answer that question is just to remember, am I living my life as if anxiety was not a part of the equation? If the answer to that is yes, keep doing that. Do what you want to do, right? Get productive. Get back out there, right? Do things that you want to do. Do things that you enjoy. Okay? Even though you don't necessarily feel like it, and again, we've already addressed that. That doesn't mean you're faking it. It means you're showing your brain the truth. So the two main keys, again, live your life, stop fighting with it all. So as these thoughts and feelings are there, you need to show your brain through pure experience that all is well. How do you do that? By just living your life. By just living your life. And now do you see why the two main keys go hand in hand? Now do you see why you can't have one without the other? The brain learns through pure experience, so it wants to see you living your life. Okay? And while you're living your life, stop fighting with the thoughts and feelings because nobody's listening. That part of your brain isn't listening. You're stressing yourself out. You're wasting your time. You're making yourself more anxious. That's why the two main keys are what they are. That's why the two main keys go hand in hand, right? That's why the two main keys go hand in hand. Now, live your life. Stop fighting with it all. Live your life as if anxiety was not a part of the equation. Get productive. Get positive. Get motivated, right? So this brings me to my next thing that I want to address. Some people will then say, well, Wonder Bro, even before the anxiety, I didn't really live life. Even before the anxiety, I wasn't really productive, right? What do I do in that situation? And I say, well, look, this could turn everything around for you. So if you want to live your life as if anxiety wasn't a part of the equation, but yet you've always been a non-productive, pretty much stay in one place kind of person, right? That's okay. Live your life how you want to now. Live your life and build a new persona. Be a new person. Become a new person, right? So if you're one of those people that are like, okay, Wonder Bro, I'll live my life like I used to, but Wonder Bro, I never lived my life to that degree. I was never a productive person. I say, okay, well, this is going to help you even more then. You're going to become a new person, right? Right? And again, you're not necessarily going to feel like doing this, but you're building your future. You're becoming the new you, right? So I think that pretty much touches on every common question that I get about this, but let me see what else I've got wrote down here. The two main keys go hand in hand. That's the first thing I've got wrote down here. Stop trying to focus on one more than the other. Just get back to living your life, being a productive person, doing things you want to do. You might not feel like it, but do it anyway. The next thing I've got wrote down here, it may not feel like it's working because the brain learns over time. That's a big one. So you're not doing this stuff. You're not getting up and living your days and being productive and having good days and not fighting with it all and then saying at the end of the day, why do I not feel 100%? Takes time for the brain to learn. Takes time for those fear pathways to be deleted and replaced, right? So that's another thing I wanted to point out. This takes time to see those concrete results. Stay with it. And just remember that it takes the brain time to catch up, right? Let's see what else I've got wrote down here. What's triggering you today might not be triggering you tomorrow. That's how this works. Sometimes this shit triggers the nerves, sometimes it doesn't. Stick to the two main keys regardless. Don't let that throw you for a loop, right? Right? Let's see, comments. Circle's getting smaller, smaller, literally a couple miles now, and it's only getting small. Nobody can force you to do it but you. And I'm glad you made that comment because I've got that written down here. Nobody can force you to do it but you. You got to want it and you got to do it. You can get all the motivation in the world, all the encouragement in the world. I can tell you get up and have a productive day. Get up and do what you want to do. Get up and show your brain by having a kick-ass productive day, a fun day, that nothing is wrong while you're triggered with these thoughts and feelings. But ain't nobody going to do it for you. I'm not coming to get you out of that bed. I wish I could. That's not realistic. Nobody's doing it for you. Nobody's breaking you out of your comfort zone but you. And guess what? Time's ticking. You've got one life, okay? So again, moving on to my next point. It may feel pointless at times, but you know what you're in it for. You know what you're in it for, and you know that you want it. So let's get at it, right? Another point I've got written down here. Motivation and confidence will build over time. You might not start with the most confidence. That's my main point here. You might not start with the most confidence. Doesn't matter. Let that shit build over time, right? And my last and final point My last and final point, okay, of this summary stream is, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? And I'm not trying to use that as a fear tactic, but let's get real. Let's get real for a second. Let's get realistic. Time's clicking. Time's passing every single day. Is this how you want to spend it? I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to, again, I'm not trying to use that as a fear tactic. I'm just trying to level with you. Something's got to get you out of that bed. Something's got to get you off that couch. Something's got to get you living your life again, right? While you stop fighting with it all, the two main keys. Something's got to do it. I can't physically do it for you. So I'm just going to level with you for a second. Time's clicking. Time's passing every single day. And you're fighting with these thoughts and feelings, and you're not getting off that couch. So, you know, I want to see you do it. I want to see you do it. I want to see you get up and say, you know what, after this stream, I'm going to go be productive today. I'm going to go clean this fucking house. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to take my dog for a walk. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to have a good ass day despite these thoughts and feelings. I'm going to show my brain through my behaviors, through pure experience today, that all is well. And I'm not going to stop until I get the life that I want to have. Because again, I'm just being real with you. I'm just leveling with you. Every single day, time's clicking. Time's clicking. And you're not getting it back, right? Let's just be honest. You're not getting it back. You're not. So after this stream, oh, that scared me a little bit. Maddie, thank you so much. I haven't read any of the tip notes. I'll get to that after the point of the stream. Um, Time's clicking away, and you've got the keys right there in your hand. You know, I've got this guy who's explained the cycle. I'm referring to myself. I've got this guy who's explained the cycle to me a million times. My brain's watching my behaviors. It's learning through pure experience. Every day I spend on the couch fighting with these thoughts and feelings and not doing the things that I want to do, my brain's just getting the same message day in and day out. I really hope that after this stream goes off, you decide to go walk that dog, or take that walk, or call that friend and watch that football game, take that shower, you know, whatever it is. I don't know where you're at. Maybe you're starting from the bottom of the barrel. Maybe it is just as simple as taking a shower. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, you know, I say everybody's allowed to go at their own pace. But when I say that, that's not me telling you to continue to do the same shit over and over, right? Do not use me telling you that everybody's allowed to go at their own pace, which I do say frequently. Do not use that as an excuse to do nothing. Do not use that as an excuse to never get started. I'm not saying it's okay to never get started. It's not. I'm not saying it's okay to do nothing and to do the same shit over and over again. It's not. I'm saying you can go at your own pace. You don't have to go rock climbing overnight, right? But do not use that as an excuse to not do something, right? Now, again, most important part of this stream is that the two main keys do go hand in hand. Your brain is watching your behaviors. It's watching your daily life. As it sees you kicking ass and being productive while these thoughts and feelings are there, it's going to get that message. It's going to get that message, and you will transform your life. You will transform the way your brain works. But this is a daily task. This is a daily dedication, right? Now, again, I'm telling you that time is ticking, and I'm telling you that it's time to get started. But if you lay on the couch for the rest of the day and you say to yourself, oh, you know, Wonder Bro said time is ticking. Look how much time has passed, you know. Oh, man. If you sit around with that bumfuck attitude, right, for the rest of the day over the fact that I said time is ticking, if you don't use that statement as motivation and you use it just to dwell and self-pity, we're not getting anywhere. So you have a choice. You absolutely have a choice. When this stream goes off today, now that we have summarized what the two main keys are and made it as simple for you as possible, you have a choice. Do I get up and have a kick-ass productive day even though I don't feel like it because I know my brain is watching? Or do I do the same shit and get the same results? That choice is yours, but I'll bring it down a notch now, and I'll just say I'm passionate about this because I've watched lives, including my own one, literally be transformed by these two pieces of advice, these two main keys, if they are taken seriously, if they are used, if you give it effort, if you get some emotion in it and use it instead of just dragging around, right? I have watched lives literally be transformed, and I'm continuing every single day with the comments that I read, continuing to watch lives be transformed. But It's not going to happen if you don't take it seriously. It's not going to happen if you continue to use the same actions. You're going to continue to get the same results. And that's really what it comes down to. That's really what it comes down to. So if you're sitting on the couch every single day just trying to say, oh, whatever to your thoughts, but you're not living your life, then you're only using one of the two main keys. It's a wonder why you're not making much progress. If you're sitting around just saying, "Oh, I'm trying to say screw it to my thoughts, Wonder Bro," but well, what else are you doing? Are you living your life while you just accept your thoughts and feelings? Well, no, I'm too busy trying to say oh well to my thoughts. Get up. There's two main keys for a reason. I'm not just I'm blowing it up your ass and saying here's two main keys. Could have just gave you one, but here's two. I had to have two because they're both so crucial and they both serve their own purpose, right? The brain is learning through pure experience. Stop trying to just not fight with your thoughts but spend all day on the couch. Get up and live a little bit. Right? Get up and live a little bit. Understand that your brain is watching you. It'll start to feel more real in time. Might feel fake at first, but it's not fake. You're just showing your brain the person you want to be. You're just showing your brain how to act. You're teaching your brain through pure experience when you live your life. Okay? And while you live your life, stop fighting with all the thoughts and feelings. They don't need to be figured out in order for you to recover. What needs to happen is life needs to be lived. Do you see what we're getting at with this? This is not about trying to figure out what to do with the thoughts and feelings. Do I need to refocus all day? Do I need to do this all day? Break out the yoga mat. This has nothing to do with trying to figure out the thoughts and feelings. Recovery doesn't come to the people who try to figure out the thoughts and feelings. Recovery comes to the people that live their life. So the moment you make the choice to have a good, productive day and stop trying to figure out all the thoughts and feelings is the moment that you have officially began to recover. Congratulations, right? And that's what we've been trying to get at for all these years. That's what we've been trying to get at for all these years. That nothing needs to be figured out. That you are self-inflicting this anxiety and continuing to reinforce the wrong messages to your brain by trying to figure it all out. Your brain just wants to be shown that all is okay, and then it'll all go away in time. So recovery comes to those who don't try to figure it out, but live their life instead. That's that's recovery. That's recovery. We can put it a million different ways, and we do. We can dress it up a million different ways, and we do. But at the end of the day, if you want me to put it as simple to you as possible, recovery comes to those who stop trying to figure out the thoughts and feelings and instead go wash the dishes, and then go take the shower, and then calls their friend, and then watches the football game, and then goes to the grocery store, and then walks the dog, right? That's recovery. That's where people find recovery. Recovery is not in some sort of magic phrase. Recovery is not in trying to figure it all out. Recovery is not in trying to figure out the thoughts and feelings. Recovery is literally waiting for you to start living. That's it. That's it. And that's why the two main keys are what they are. Live your life, stop fighting with the thoughts and feelings. They will take care of themselves. Was that a good summary video? Was that a good summary video? I think we got it. I think we nailed it. I don't know. I think I've covered every point that can possibly be covered. I've covered all the common questions that I get the most. I don't know what else there is to say. I think that is the best we're going to get as far as a summary video goes. And the thing is, if you take it to heart, you'll get it. If you take it to heart, you got it. Right? Right? I think that's it. I think that's it. So again, this is a good video that I want people to fall back on. Even if you are a regular here, let's say you're just a regular who's a little overwhelmed, you're overthinking it, come back, watch this video. If we get new people, I need you guys in chat to help me, my regulars. If we get new people, you need to send them the link to this one. This is the one that'll get you going, get you caught up. It's everything. It says everything, right? So, with that out of the way, we're going to switch on over to Poststream and address these generous tips. So we had Abraham come in while I was mid-rant there, dropping a, let me see, I believe a $5 tip. A $5 tip from Abraham. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you. Let's see. We also had A $5 tip come in from Sam. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate you. That puts us at 15. Who else we got here? We got Maddie coming in with the $25 tip. Maddie, thank you so much for the $25 tip. That puts us at 40. Whew. I'm out of breath after that one, dude. I'm out of shape or something. I'm just completely out of breath after that one. Thank you so much, Maddie. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so much, Abraham. Um, Damn it, I just said it. I know I'm missing somebody. Who did I miss? Maddie, Sam, Abraham. No, that's everybody, right? Yeah, I think we're good. All right. All right. Somebody says already bookmarked. Yeah, this is the one, dude. This is the one. I go everywhere. Literally just came back from Miami. I was DPDR and all. I had a motherfucking ball. Ate what I wanted and everything. There you go. That's how you recover right there. That's how you recover right there by no longer trying to fight with the thoughts and feelings and living your life. You're living your life. What's up? Let's see. Kirby? Kirby, I believe. What's up, dude? Um, what's up, Arnold? I'd be like I used to be in church, school, taking notes. Hey, if you got to take notes, take notes. Oh, who's that? Let's see. Hey, a $20 tip from Kay that says having a setback but on my way out. Thanks for all you do. 7765. Thank you so much for the $20 tip. I appreciate you. You know what that means, guys, right? Everybody in chat knows what that means. That means not only did we hit tip goal, but we broke tip goal and we are moving on to a 32. Let that sink in for a second, chat. A 32-day streak. That is absolutely insane, and I appreciate the hell out of that. Thank you guys so much. Seriously. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I've got to light up a cigarette. I do appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. It's hard for me to believe we're on a 32-day streak. And like I said, I've been asked, are we starting over now? No, we're not starting over. I'll just keep running those days up, man. As long as you guys want to, I'll keep running those days up. We are not going to start over from zero. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, it means a ton to me. And I love hearing the spooky Halloween sound effect. It's nice. Nice. Puts me in the Halloween spirit. One of my favorite times of year. Let's go ahead and get some music going because I am going to hang out with chat for a bit before we end the stream. So let's get some music rolling. Wow, a 1 month streak. Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable, dude. I appreciate it, guys. Seriously. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. That's why I always try to give, special shout outs to everybody that's contributed. You know who you are. Thank you so much. Good work, Wonder Bro. I appreciate that, Sam. Thank you, dude. We will worry about it when it becomes a problem, but not now. We can live internally in the present moment and be a lot happier. Yes, live your life. And these things are going to happen naturally as you do live your life and stop fighting with it all, right? You're automatically going to become more present as you follow the two main keys. You see that the two main keys are really bringing everything full circle. And then as a result, these nice, pleasant things start to happen, right? Hell yeah, take notes because when those physical symptoms hit, it can go into practice or out the window. I have to remember on days. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So take notes. Take notes if you have to take notes. Keep yourself on board. Keep yourself on track. Love the music here. I'm glad you like it. We don't have many choices when it comes to music selection due to the whole copyright thing. But I try to make it work. I try to make it work the best I can. Again, thank you guys so much for your tips, man. I appreciate it. All right, and I know, by the way, I know I missed some comments because I was like mid rant. So don't feel bad if you have to type your comment again. I do, while I'm on my little rants, the main point of the stream, I do look over and glance at the comments and try to remember some of them. But by the time my rant's over, those comments are usually buried. So, also guys, also real quick, real quick, I've been trying to remind people of this. If you guys don't mind to take just a second to hit that like button, because honestly, this is, you know, like I said, this is the go-to stream right here that you just watched. I want this stream to be the one that stands out from the other streams that we have here on the channel. So please give this stream a like. It would mean a ton to me. It would help draw more attention to this stream, and maybe more people will give it a try. So please, please take just a second to give this stream a like. I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel as a whole too. It just helps us grow in general. Max says, hey Wonder Bro, thanks to you, I'm at such a good place now. Thoughts still come now and again, but barely even touch me. I laugh at all of them now. Even the DR is almost completely gone. God bless you, my brother. Hashtag fuck it. I love to hear it, Max. I love to hear it. Obviously, you took the advice and ran with it. You started to accept the thoughts and feelings and live your life, and now you are getting to reap the benefits. So congrats, and anybody that needs a little bit of motivation, go read Max's comment. Let that motivate you. If you just get started with everything that we talked about today, living your life and no longer fighting with it all, you will see those benefits just like Max is starting to see those benefits. There's no difference between you and Max and you and me. No difference between you and any of our healed or recovered people here. It's just you got to get started. That's what's gonna determine your recovery, right? You just got to get started. Yeah, I wish we could listen to that kind of stuff. That'd be nice. I'd have so much fun with that. If I could play some of my music for you guys, that would be awesome. We can dream. We can dream. It's not gonna happen, but we can dream. I don't know though. I don't know if my music tastes are all over the place, so. Yeah, that's the thing, Arnold. You spend more time fighting about how you don't want the thoughts and feelings than you do living your life, and you wonder why your brain operates the way it operates. It's watching you. You're setting the tone. It's just doing what you're telling it to do. As you sit around and fight with your thoughts and feelings all day instead of living your life, why do you not think your brain's just going to repeat that again and again and again? You're telling it what to do indirectly by how you're living your life, right? So take charge of that shit. Take charge of that shit, you know? That's what you got to do. And I want to see you succeed. I want to see you succeed so badly because I know you can. But you got to take it seriously. You got to get going. You got to live that life to the fullest. You got to get productive. You got to teach your brain through pure experience that these thoughts and feelings are irrelevant. That means no more laying on the couch fighting with your thoughts and feelings, Googling all this shit. Get up and have a productive day while the thoughts and feelings are there, and you will show the brain that they are irrelevant, not important, and not true, right? And they'll stop being a trigger for you. They'll stop being a trigger for you. Yeah, absolutely, Max. You have to trust the process. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. You don't even have to have full trust in the process. As long as you're just doing it anyway, right? You will get there. But you know, you got to take it seriously. That means when this stream goes off, if you decide to sit on the couch and worry about your thoughts and feelings, and you're not up doing things, you're not up getting shit done, you're not up being productive, that's on you. You got to take responsibility for that. You got to stop blaming the world, man. You got to stop, you know. I'm not saying anybody in particular is doing that, but if you are doing that, you know, be honest with yourself. Yeah, I'm sitting around, I'm blaming the world, I'm blaming my anxiety for my life, and, you know, well, are you sitting around or you're up being productive and living your life? Well, I'm sitting around worrying. Okay, you got to take responsibility for that. You have to, right? So I'm hoping when this stream goes off, you get up and you go do something. Even if you don't feel like it, you get up, you go do something. Because if you continue to fight with the thoughts and feelings, you're going to continue to send the same messages. You're going to continue to tell your brain, by not living, that you're in a state of anxiety, that there's something that's worth being anxious over, right? The brain learns through pure experience. So get after it. Get at it.
Travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday.
You just got to get up and live, Arnold. Thinking about it too much, man. You got to get up and live. And ended up with who am I and stuff. Yeah. So stop trying to fix it. Stop trying to fix it. The thoughts are okay, but the feelings are not. The feelings are okay too. It's all okay. The more you fuel it up, the more you gas it up, the more strength it has. How could your brain not mark these things as important when you fight with them so much and you're not living your life? The brain is deaf, man, as far as anxiety is concerned. It's not listening to you. That's why you got to get up and show it by being the person that you want to be, that all is well, and then you'll become that person, right? Right? All right, guys. This was a great stream. I'm highly happy with it. We are approaching that 1 hour mark, so I am going to go ahead and shut it down here. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. Thank you for just another great stream, man. And most importantly, I hope you take it seriously, and I hope you do the work, right? Until next time, guys, as always, I love you. Stay awesome.
I shouldn't find a home.